Hello and welcome back to the smashing episode of Nosensefornonsense. Today we're going to talk about Edward Snowden versus the American government. Before I start this video, I'd like to thank, in order of appearance, Crashbang Adam, Patches Metal, Jacqueline Glenn, and Infidel Amsterdam for replacing me while I was gone. These people are gods, so I suggest that you go visit their channel and subscribe to them because they kick major ass. Now, Edward Snowden is the Julian Assange of 2013. He's an American former intelligence analyst for secretive agencies like the NSA. And he leaked classified information to the press. Classified information like Xkeyscore 1, which is a secret program used by these secretive agencies to view your personal information when you're online or not. They could take whenever you're on a phone call or to see the personal metadata that surrounds your entire system. And I don't want an analyst, a person that I've never met before, to be allowed to have this permission because they don't need permission to take your personal information. And the people are furious about this. And they are expressing the same amount of rage as they did when they found out about Actor and Sober. My personal information is my personal information, and it belongs to no one else but me. Who the hell would want an analyst, a person that you have never met before, to go through your personal information, like the list of websites that you have visited in the past month? For example, oh look, here's a person, Nosensefornonsense. What? You have visited youporn.com 637 times this month? You must be a sick, perverted bastard. And this is, in my opinion, a major abuse of power. And here we have a Robin Hood who is considered to be an outlaw by his own government. And they are super pissed by this, to the fact that the Russian government has recently granted asylum to Edward Snowden. For example, what Russia did was a slap in the face of all Americans. Or, we are extremely disappointed that the Russian government would take this step despite our very clear request to have Mr. Snowden expelled to the United States to face the charges against him. Or, Mr. Snowden is a coward who has chosen to run. Of course Snowden has chosen to run. Look at the Bradley Manning case, a man who also leaked classified information and was targeted for absolute crushing by his own government. But Mr. Snowden, you mustn't worry about anything. We won't destroy you when you come back to the United States. Another quote. This could not be more provocative and is a sign of Vladimir Putin's clear lack of respect for President Obama. And apparently Obama phoned Vladimir Putin and demanded that Edward Snowden be returned to the USA. And I can imagine how that conversation turned out. Give us back Snowden! And Putin replied, vodka, which probably means no in Russia. Now, a lot of officials say that Edward Snowden broke the law, and the law is the law, so he should be arrested, but laws are subject to judgment. And for me, the NSA broke even a bigger law, a more important law, when they decided to invade your personal information without your permission, whether you live in America, in Europe, Australia, Asia, or South America. Edward Snowden is a guy who gave up a fabulous life in Hawaii and a six-digit salary to be targeted by a superpower because he chose to expose an abuse of power. So after reading all the stories, news articles, and interviews about this whole situation, I can not only say that Edward Snowden is innocent, but I can also say that Snowden is godlike.
Just as I suspected. Heavy metal.
In my opinion, there should be an Edward Snowden in every superpower. So listeners, do you agree with my verdict? Who is the real criminal here? And is Edward Snowden a hero or a traitor? So listeners, thank you for listening. So until next time!